So very excited to be bringing this video today. This video has been months in the making. It has been so long since this started. It seems like I started this process a lifetime ago. So much has happened. Today is the video where I can share with you guys that I decided to donate all of my Ulta points to a local women's group. I am so excited, and I'm kind of proud of myself. Let's start with where this all began, which is back on February 9th. So back on February 9th, I filmed a video titled, "So, how has the low buy changed things?" I will leave that video linked down below, but basically in that video, I talked about how after being on my low buy for all of 2019, life has changed. For example, I talked about losing my VIB status at Sephora and losing my platinum status at Ulta. I talked about how I had accumulated a lot of Ulta points because I was using an Ulta credit card. Even though I wasn't buying makeup, I was buying groceries and gas and everyday things, and I was still accumulating Ulta points. And now I had this burden of Ulta points, over 12,000 Ulta points, if you were wondering, and I didn't know what to do with it. I talked about how I was interested in investing in some high-end skincare. I talked about the potential of eventually doing a giveaway, and I posted that video. And in the comment section, there was comment after comment after comment from you guys, from so many of you guys, suggesting I donate my points to a local charity. And I thought it was brilliant. I don't know why I didn't think of it myself, but I thought the idea was absolutely brilliant. There were some of you guys who suggested I use my points on Ulta salon services, which I also thought was brilliant. Thank you to those of you who suggested that. I did not know that Ulta offered anything other than like hairstyling, and I'm very attached to my hairstylist, but apparently Ulta offers like facials and things like that. So that's good to know. You guys taught me that too. But after reading through all the comments, I realized that I wanted to donate my Ulta points to a local women's group. So I wasn't really sure where to start. I've talked about this before, but I do belong to a church, and that church is part of a network in my local suburbs that offers overnight stay, one night a week, to men. And the men can travel between churches so that they have somewhere to go every night of the week. And there's obviously like 7 churches involved. And I never hear anybody talking about the women. Obviously there's women that are homeless as well, but our church just hosts these things for the men. So I reached out to the pastor at my church and I said, the overnight thing at church is just for men, right? And she said, yes. And I said, where are the women? And she said, well, a lot of them are at a local shelter in a nearby town. So I explained to her my situation and told her I would like to donate some points. And I asked her for a contact person at this local nearby shelter, and she gave me a name and a number. So I called the name and the number, and I got in touch with a woman named Liz, who it turns out I had just met 2 weeks before, and I didn't realize that that's what her job was. I had just met her through church. So I talked to Liz and I said, look, I have all of these Ulta points I've decided I would rather donate than keep. It ends up being about $750 worth of in-store product. So go through the Ulta website with whoever you want and let me know what you would like me to purchase. I'll purchase it and we'll arrange for a meetup. And she was really excited. She said, okay, I'll get back to you as soon as I can with a shopping list. And I said, yeah, I'd really like to time this around a 20% off coupon so that we could get the most for the amount of points that we have. But other than that, you know, just get me the list when you can and I'll take care of the rest. She was really excited. She was really grateful. She said, I'm sure the women are gonna love it, which of course made me feel really good as well. So after that, I kind of felt good. I didn't have any regrets about it. I had also kind of mentally decided at that point that I wasn't going to let any of my own personal beliefs influence any decisions being made. Like, I don't care what that list said. Whatever was on that list, I was going to buy it. As long as it ended up under $750, I was going to purchase it, regardless of my own personal beliefs of moving towards more plastic-free packaging and moving towards cruelty-free. Whatever was on that shopping list, I was going to get it for the women. So as a result of talking to the pastor at my church and then meeting Liz, the organization that I'm working with is called South Suburban Pads. That's PADS, and they are an operation that supports people of need in the south suburbs of the Chicagoland area. So my initial contact with Liz was on February 18th. On February 29th, I received an email back from Liz with a $700-ish wish list from Sephora. Somehow we had gotten our wires crossed. I don't know if it was my miscommunication or her misunderstanding, but she was under the impression that the credits that I had to spend were for Sephora, not Ulta. And so she returned back to me with a long wish list of products from Sephora. And a lot of the products on that wish list are products that are only sold at Sephora and I could not purchase at Ulta. So I had to reach back out to her and say, look, I'm so sorry. There's been a misunderstanding. I need a new list for Ulta products. So she says, oh my gosh, I don't know how that happened. Let me get back to the drawing board and I'll get back to you with an updated list. And I was like, okay, fine, no rush. There hasn't been a 20% off coupon at Ulta, so it's not like there's been a missed opportunity. As soon as you get me the list, that's fine, there's no rush. Then COVID hit. And I don't know if you know, but COVID has hit the homeless population particularly hard in the US. And this organization, the South Suburban Pads, decided to make a dramatic change for the safety of their clients, the people that they are supporting. They decided to put all of them up into local hotels and motels to reduce the spread of the virus. And everything was put on hold at that point. Everything just shut down. All the stores closed. I mean, you guys were there, you know what happened, but all the stores closed. All these people were no longer around and about in the community. They were put up in hotels and motels and everything was shut down. In the meantime, I was waiting for an updated list from Liz and I was looking out for a 20% off coupon, which by the way, has never come. I'm assuming that Ulta, like a lot of businesses, have been hurt because of this COVID-19, but there has been no good 20% off coupons to come. So right around the end of March, I get an email from Ulta letting me know that my points are going to start expiring, which I knew was going to happen. I knew I was no longer platinum at Ulta. As long as you're platinum at Ulta, they will hold your points indefinitely, but once you lose that platinum status, your points start to expire. I didn't know when my points would start to expire, but they were starting to expire. So I reached out to Liz and said, look, I need to make a purchase because my points are expiring. So I ended up talking to Liz a few more times. I never ended up getting a complete shopping list, But it turns out what these women really want are shampoos, conditioners, body washes, and body lotions. What these women really want are the kind of products most of us are able to buy when we go to the grocery store from day to day or at a place like Ulta without really thinking much about it. They're not looking for highlighters and foundations and blushes. They're just looking for shampoo, conditioner, and maybe a fancy body wash from time to time. So regardless of the fact that I never got a complete Ulta shopping list from Liz, I got the idea of what these women were wanting, and I decided to take it upon myself to buy some products because it turns out my Ulta points were starting to expire and I had to start making some purchases. Now, because of the whole COVID shutdown, Ulta did delay the expiration of points for several months, which was very kind of them, but I still had points that were expiring and it was weighing kind of heavily on me. So I placed a purchase at Ulta.com. A box arrived within about a week or so, and I set it by the front door, and it sat there for months because it wasn't my product. Nothing in there was for me. It was all going to the shelter, but I still had more points to spend, and I wanted to wait until I had everything together before I organized it and got it all together. So the box just sat at the front door. I didn't really open it or look at it or anything. Maybe a month or two went by with not much happening. I was still waiting for a good 20% off coupon. In my mind, I was kind of thinking, well, these women are now in hotels or motels, and I think they have access to basic supplies like soap and body wash, so they're not hurting too bad for those supplies. So they're okay. South Suburban Pads, on the other hand, has been struggling with the financial expenses of all of these hotel rooms. All of these people are being put up at hotel rooms every night for months now. It's been very costly to them. So I will leave a link to their website down below if any of you would like to donate to this great cause. They are really taking care of the people of this community. And if you don't feel comfortable donating to South Suburban Pads, maybe you could find a similar organization local to where you live and you could donate to them. It will make you feel good, I promise. So the next big snafu that came along was I got another email from Ulta saying, now your points really are expiring. I still had about 8,000 points left that I hadn't spent, and I was about to lose 2,200 or something like that, or 2,800 points were getting ready to expire. So I thought, okay, well, I can place an order for 2,800 points to make sure they don't expire. So I placed an order for exactly 2,800 points, and the next day, 2,800 points were taken out for my purchase, plus 2,800 points were taken out for this expiration. So I had to call Ulta corporate and put on my mean girl hat and ask for managers and complain and fuss about my points being taken away because I spent them. And I just realized that this was turning into a huge headache. And at the end of the day, I didn't want to wait for the 20% off coupon. I just wanted this process to be over because at this point, having to guard these points was becoming a job in and of itself. And it was stress I didn't need or want in my life anymore. So when that order came in, I wanted to assess what I had. I finally opened the box that had been sitting at my front porch for like 2 months. And it turns out that the lotions that I ordered in that order had opened and dumped all over the contents of that box. The entire box and everything in it was covered in body lotion. It was a huge mess. I'm going to insert a little clip of what that looked like right now. Look at where I'm at. So this box right here was something I ordered months ago, and I just opened it up yesterday and it's a mess. There's lotion everywhere. I can't tell if it's one lotion that is opened and leaked everywhere, but I started pulling some of these individual bottles out and they're all covered in lotion and all of their caps are loose. It smells really good. This box smells delicious. So I'm just going to bring the whole box into Ulta with me and sort it out with an associate. What a bummer. So I ended up having to go to a physical Ulta. It just so happened that about that week, the physical Ulta stores were opening up again. So I took the whole box back to Ulta. I had to walk inside of an Ulta, which is like Temptation Island for me. And so I carried my box back in. I was there for like an hour returning all of the products that were damaged. and replacing as many of them as I could with the products that were inside the store. And so I got through that event. I was able to exchange almost all of the products. I think I lost out on a couple of items because they didn't have them in stock. And because the way the return works, they weren't able to credit my account because of the way I use my points. It was a big mess, but at the end of the day, I just decided to cut my losses and move on with my life because I was spending way too much time worrying about the points and the products and getting the best value. So I came home with the products that replaced the damaged products that were shipped to me. And that night I reached out to Liz and I said, how many women are part of this group? I want to make sure that every woman has something. You know, I'm ordering shampoos, I'm ordering conditioners, I'm ordering body soaps and lotions. I want to make sure that everyone has something. So she got back to me the next day. It turns out there were 25, and that is more than I was expecting. I was not expecting the number to be quite that high, but there were 25 women that are part of this group through the South Suburban Pads. And so I did a quick inventory of what I'd already purchased, and I decided to spend my last 5,000 points so that every woman in the group got at least a body wash, a shampoo, and a conditioner, and then whatever else I bought was extra. So that at the very least, all 25 women got a shampoo, a body wash, and a conditioner. And that's basically where my 12,000 points went. So I have to tell you guys, I could not be happier about my decision to donate my points. I have zero regrets about it. I really feel like I could easily earn more points if I wanted to. I have not missed those points once since they left. I have no regrets about doing this. It feels really good. I have not been using my Ultimate MasterCard nearly as much since I went on my low buy. I actually ended up switching to a different credit card that just offers cash back. But this has been such a positive experience overall, and I feel really good about being able to work with this local organization that I have actually considered starting using the MasterCard again, just to earn points to donate again in the future. Plus, I do still shop at Ulta. So even though I don't need any makeup, probably for the rest of my life, there are skincare products that I do run out of and need to replace. So it would be nice to have some points to purchase those items as I need them. But overall, it is a huge burden lifted to not have those points haunting me anymore. I'm telling you, it was just like this constant cue in my brain that I needed to use those points and get things that I really didn't need. And now that those points are not there, I don't obsessively think about them anymore. Just knowing that those points were there was kind of haunting me, and not having them there anymore, I don't think about it. So that has been wonderful. So thank you to those of you who suggested I do this. You are a huge inspiration for making all of this happen, and I am very grateful. You guys often tend to steer me in the right direction. I know some of you guys watching this have probably never heard of me. Maybe this is your first time watching a video from my channel. I know other of you guys watching this know me very well, and we talk regularly and we interact regularly, whether it's over here on YouTube or over on Instagram. But I have to tell you guys, this is possibly the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, I was a classic makeup hoarder. I wanted all the makeup. I wanted to collect it all. I wanted to complete every set. If I bought one eyeshadow palette and then that makeup company made 10 more eyeshadow palettes in the same matching packaging, I wanted all of them, regardless of the fact that I liked the colors or not. I just wanted to complete the sets. I wanted to collect. I wanted all of it. And an extension of that makeup hoarding was the hoarding of those Ulta points. I mean, that was basically free makeup, and I hoarded those just as closely as I hoarded my makeup. And for me to go from where I was when I started this journey of project panning and trying to get my numbers down to where I am now feels like a monumental shift. It feels like mountains have been moved during this transformation, and I'm very happy with the progress I've made, and I'm kind of proud of myself. It feels really good to not allow a material item like makeup or Ulta points have a hold on me like it previously has, and it feels amazing to be able to give back to some people in my community who could use shampoo and conditioner and body wash way more than I could use another blush or another highlighter or another eyeshadow palette, which I do not need. So this has been a huge transformation on my part, and I'm still a work in progress. I'm still learning and growing and becoming a better person, but this feels so good. And I just want to say thank you to those of you who are always encouraging me and inspiring me to do better and to be better. So thank you to those of you who support my channel and are constantly by my side. You guys are the best. That is it for this video. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.